Our next presenter is Brittney Ackerson. She is a homeless advocate. Brittney is a person in long-term recovery that has fought her own battles with homelessness, addiction, and mental health, and now advocates for her family members on the street currently struggling with the same thing. She proudly serves as the Day Center Director at Corazon Ministries. So everyone, please welcome to the stage Brittney Ackerson.
Oh, I gotta put this down. Oh, this is so surreal. First of all, thank you for letting me break the rules of no water in here. I'm really honored, and as I'm listening to everyone speak tonight, I'm just blown away. I am a person in long-term recovery, and what that looks like is I had a 15-year addiction to heroin and methamphetamines. And coming up in a couple months, December 15th, I will have been celebrating 11 years of sobriety. So this is crazy. From a homeless corner to a stage and a podium where I can see nobody, so I'm kind of grateful. So onward, I'm gonna invite you into my personal life, my deepest, darkest secrets, my pain, my broken, my success, my story, and my furious perseverance. Here I am, born 3 pounds, 4 ounces, 16 inches long, and was not supposed to survive. I came into this world born to parents that struggled with their own problems and their own addiction. And so I got passed down all of the lovely little traits that I had gathered, right? And as you can see, I'm just over a year old, sitting on my grandmother's lap, rest in peace, with a black eye. My trauma started very young. My father did the best that he could with what he had, but his fists hit heavy. I grew up with these goals and these aspirations and all of these things that I wanted to do to prove to my father that I was worthy and deserving of his love, and that I could do anything that a man can do. So then I tried. Insert firefighting, because I'm gonna prove every man wrong out there, and insert wanting to join the Marine Corps because that was the toughest branch of the military, or so I was taught. So I started training very young to be the strongest that I could be. But I couldn't hide the pain, and I couldn't hide my broken, and so here I am. This is a picture I drew in my addiction. It says, addiction, drugs, heroin, her, even angels fall, as I am strapped to a needle and can't seem to break free. I struggled with addiction for so long that I couldn't see a way out of it. There's many hospital trips, many psych hospital trips. I have my lovely scar where I decided to nod out off of heroin, and I ate a hose spigot. Broken, but I'm gonna survive. It's gonna be okay, it's all I know. As I look at this picture, I get teary-eyed because my eyes are so empty. As I put on my mask to face the world, I say, here I am, I'm okay. My daddy raised me well, I'm gonna show up, I'm gonna show off. And inside, I am screaming from the top of my lungs, somebody save me. In the middle right here, you're gonna see this little girl. Her name is Cadence. I call her Squish. Squish was born in 2007. I am still addicted in this photo. So what does that tell you? That tells you that addiction is stronger than my own child. But here we are. This is my baby. after I had lost custody of her to her father, and I'm finally sober, and I think I was maybe 100 pounds at this point, I had arrived. I had made it. I can do something now. Touching her skin was my life's mission. And then here comes another one. This is my baby Tamala and my husband Johnny. It's funny how addiction strengthens you in a way. With that ferocious perseverance, my daughter was in the hospital for a very long time. Didn't know if she was going to make it, and we made it through. So here's my babies now. Nora, I call her my little white girl. She's right there on the right. Tamala, I call her my little Mexican. We have a race war in my house. It's kind of a fun game to play. The happiness, but this is what I live for. This is my buddy. I wish I could take him home. But what I get to do now is I get to stand on the other side of addiction. I get to stand on the other side of trauma. And I get to stand on the other side of broken, right? And I get to stare at them every day and let them know that they are worthy and deserving of more. And when they struggle, I will do whatever I can to bring them some peace, to bring them some comfort, and let them know with no judgment, I'm going to be here. I don't care if I have to do a lice treatment because you have lice and you have scabies. I'm going to show up. And I'm going to love you through your broken and even on your dying day. When you have no family, we cannot find next of kin, I will lay next to you in a hospital room. I will hold your face. I will carry you on to your last breath. And then I will remember you for the rest of mine. This is my boss, Morgan, and I. It was a really fun day. We got to go around and not only help people, right, but we get to bring them things. I was able to connect with the local hospital that donated a bunch of wheelchairs and walkers and canes to my babies out there on the street. They're not clients, they're family members. So I got to show up with some new canes and give them the things that they need, necessities that we take advantage of. This is my other baby. He's not around anymore. As he was withdrawing from alcohol, in a hospital, he got shunned away again because he's considered a frequent flyer. Shows up at the emergency room and wants to get sober, and he dies in the emergency room hospital. It's so dark, but this is what I get to do. I show up the next day with a smile on my face, acting goofy as fast as I can and as quick as I can, and just to show you that I can make you laugh and you're worthy and deserving of this. So here I am, serving lunch. One of my babies, he also didn't make it. My life is pretty dark. But I got to know him and love him, and I was the only human that he would have a long-term conversation with. He would just sit and talk to me for hours. Somebody else showed up, and all of a sudden, he spoke gibberish. I felt special, because me too. Here's what I get today. I got adopted by a family a few years ago. Now, mind you, I'm almost 40. So my family disowned me when I got sober, but God gave me a new one. And this is them, and every day I get to go home and share this smile and cry on their shoulder. So if there's one thing I can leave you with today, please know, just love people through it. I'm worthy, I'm deserving, I'm wanted, I'm needed, and I'm loved, and so are they. Thank you.
I have so many questions. Thank you for sharing that deeply personal story, or not story, but parts of your life. I mean, I would imagine it would be, but is it hard to carry all that around?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dark. It's very dark. But there's so much life. Mm. So just as many as we lose, there's that many that we help. And the ones that we help come back to help me with the next one. It's just a revolving door. And a lot of my babies that have gotten off the street are now my family members. And so they come back and visit, and they sit across from the broken and say, me too. Yeah. And we just keep carrying that on. If we don't do it, who will?
Yeah, 1,000%. Speaking to that, yeah. Like, yeah. Speaking to that, I know we have a whole theater full of community members that care. Some of us carry Billy bags or buddy bags in our car and stuff, and you know, help out where we can. But if you could ask, you have a room full of people here that really are moved. They're moved now. Their hearts are open. So if you had an ask, or if they could give you a gift, what would it be?
My CEO is in this room.
Okay. There we go. There we go.
So I'm like going through my catalog. You know, I know everybody wants to help everybody. I mean, I see that. This is why I'm actually from California, but I would still like to be buried here. I don't know where she's at. Everybody wants to help here. And I love that about Texas. I've never, I get emotional. This is the first state that I have felt loved in. So I love Texas. So if I could ask for anything, I would ask you to support us in our mission. Those of us that weren't supposed to make it out and we did, we would love your support and your backing. Come down and hang out with me, eat lunch with my babies, and just help us help them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's awesome. Yes.